Good evening, everyone, and welcome to some more Link to the Past main tournament randomizer tournament action. Tonight we have VeXtopher versus Julloninja, Group All Dungeons, playing All Dungeons. Group AD, of course. My name is Tracy, and with me tonight is Drossi. How you doing, Drossi?
I'm good. I'm excited that this tournament is getting underway.
And we have a nice, fun name for Vex.
Yep.
And Jul's just laughing, and I still don't understand why Heck W means laughter, but
I don't know,
whatever.
but that is Julo's thing. He keck W's a lot.
Absolutely. It should be interesting. I mean, we saw and was watching an earlier AD keys with some really interesting things going on. We'll see if this one lives up. Where will our castle tower keys be tonight? We're gonna find out.
Okay, and Vex's volume came in a bit soft. I've just raised it. Hopefully it's sounding good now. I hope Julo remembered to start, and this is just, like, things being slightly out of sync.
I mean, out of sync is not unusual, so there we go.
That's very out of sync.
Yeah, it happens.
We'll get that fixed.
Yep. Unfortunately, just 10 arrows for our first check, so nothing interesting. We do start with boots here, as you see the runners, well, running instead of walking.
Yeah. Ooh, bombs. That's nice.
Yeah. Getting bombs early, yeah.
I feel like since this is a boots mode, Sank Start is pretty popular because you have Bonk Rocks as an extra Sphere 1 check.
And a bomb drop, and more bombs. Okay, we got all the bombs we could possibly want. And now we're going to freeze Vex so Jewel can catch up, because that's what we do. We're not checking Lumberjack on Jewel's side. That's interesting. I mean, granted, we're going to have to do Aga Tower regardless. But
yeah, you would usually think right. You want to know: are we expecting an early Aga this seed, for instance?
Yeah, and it's not even just that. Like if there's an item here that tells you something about where your castle tower keys are, a bottle tells us nothing.
Unless somehow the other three bottles are all behind it.
Oh my god,
Sick Kid has something.
Chat would love something like that, you know. But I will say right now, that's not happening.
I did once see a required sword on Lumberjack.
Yeah, I mean that does happen on occasion. Yeah, 10 bombs that Jewel picked up because he hadn't picked up all the bombs of Vex, and he said, I got 8 bombs, so I'm not gonna pick up that 10 bombs. So.
And we've seen a key to Ice Palace, which helps a bit with routing, and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, logically, you're supposed to have one, but, like, no one, you know... When it comes to breaking logic, skipping hard required small keys is pretty low. Already got a Moon Pearl, already got a Fire Rod, and a Heart.
A lot of red stuff here.
Good red stuff.
Okay, blue stuff too, that's less good. We don't have anywhere close to bottle vendor money. If we don't find some in the well, we might have to farm a bit.
Yeah, it's unusual in Link to the Past to not be able to come out, because really you only need 50 rupees.
Right, but that's the downside of the Sank Start, that it doesn't give you that many checks to find money.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, there's an extra 20.
Yeah, and there's 10 more in the well here, so if we have to farm 25, it's not the end of the world, but it's not great. Okay.
Or you could just pick up a 300.
Right. The last check before we had to start thinking about whether we wanted to do more checks or farm or what, and it all works out.
And we get a small key. Okay, that's a logically required small key. Potentially hard required if the lava chest is anything, but...
And even if not, there's a 3/4 chance that it's hard required, right?
Yep. And more money in the chicken hut. So money's, I mean, as typical, money's usually not an issue in this game, but every once in a while, you know, early on, if Zora especially decides to be a thing we need.
And we're getting a few maps which we don't really care about.
Yeah, I mean, I don't typically in this mode because you're going to be doing all the
Vex,
dungeons anyway. You
did
don't.
you just? Oh no, Vex must have glitched out, or else his controller glitched out.
Did he try and do the thing where you throw the chicken through and then if you
It
mess
didn't
it
look like
up?
he threw the chicken, but I think somehow the bomb dislodged the chicken. It looked like he was
Mm,
stuck in the room.
yeah, I didn't quite see what would happen. Free heart container in the library. Full heart, I can see picking up. I don't think
And
he would have picked that up if it in a heart piece.
Mire big in Link's house.
We're gonna need that. All right, so Vex is gonna go ahead and skip some of the southern CAC stuff and probably will route it in later. Jules gonna go ahead and blind check the race game.
Well, it looks like the South checks have all our big keys.
And this is a small key to Castle Tower. We need that.
Yeah, we need two of them, in fact.
Definitely need that. Okay, so Vex hopefully doesn't forget that he needs to go do those checks later. It's not really vital that he has that key right now. But he definitely needs that key eventually. Yeah, not even gonna pick up this map, and there's really no reason to. I mean, basically, you want to know what your green pendant is. Knowing your red crystals is useful, although, you know, runners will sometimes just check their menu or try to remember to check their... That's what I do. I try to remember to check my menu after I beat a crystal. Yeah, and then knowing you get into GT, I guess, is significant. If you might be looking for things in GT for your pendants. Sword in Saha's closet. Interesting that Jewel's going to Saha's closet first. It's a glove as well.
Yeah, with that hammer in Mini Moldorm Cave, we now know where our Dark World axis is. All Sphere 1.
Yeah, yeah. Between our runners, we have Dark World access.
Between our runners, we have Moth access.
Oh, God. It's not in logic. We don't have the keys. It's fine. I mean, in all fairness, yeah, we could do it, but I'm not fancying a 5-heart fighter sword, no extra magic Mothula fight.
Yeah. This is typical clown routing for Jullo. Doing Eastern without the big key or the bow before doing the Southshore.
Well, I mean, our friend Zelga and his Eastern skippers are probably in shambles if they're watching this right now.
All those routing puts many people in shambles.
And Vex is going to go ahead and do some water walking to get some extra stuff. We see a small key on Lake Hylia Island. We'll probably have to pick that up unless we find all our small keys before we have access to that. Another small key for Turtle Rock.
Yeah, second DR small.
Just a piece of heart on the man under the bridge.
We're getting surprisingly close to being able to do quite a bit of TR. We just need either hammer or hookshot and mitts.
Yeah.
Oh, and Samaria. Let's not forget Samaria.
Well, hookshot or hammer plus Mire, yeah. Yeah, and smart. I mean, we can walk into the dungeon.
Well, no, I mean, we, the viewers, know where hammer is.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna fake flipper into here.
Both runners completely out of logic at the moment.
Yeah, I find that interesting. Although, I mean, in Jules' case, we're just missing the lamp for that.
Oh, Tracy, there's one Skullwood small. Oh, second Skullwood small? Wait. By the way, shout-outs to Iker for tracking.
Yeah, of all the small key logic that you don't really care about, it's that Skullwood small key logic. But you know, it's one of those things. Something like a Skullwoods, like I might rush it faster if it's specifically in logic. But I'm not gonna not do it because I don't have all 3 small keys. And Jewel gets a Master Sword, and I did not see what key that was on Vex's side watching. Okay, so that's good.
I called a race last night where the hookshot was upstairs in Hera, so the big key was absolutely hard required.
It happens. And that's actually not the bad one, right? The bad one is when you do a Hera pot and you skip the big chest and then you get the big key later and it unlocks something that you need. But you don't want to go back there because it's just the one item.
So Jullo taking that glove and doing back of escape. There's a bottle. Okay, now we know we don't need Lumberjack.
Okay, but we might need to ditch that fairy if we want to do any death warps. And Vex is going to see this small key and realize, I need to go find out what that is. And Julloninja just doesn't want to go do Southshore. We're going to go ahead and do Hyrule Castle.
Now, the Fire Rod does put Dark Cross in logic.
Yes. I mean, you do it anyway, because that's, you know, when the sequence breaks that allow you to do things more efficiently are kind of the most important ones.
Right, it just makes it more likely that it actually has something.
Yep, absolutely. Okay. Not much at Uncle.
Well, since we're one small key away from having Moth in logic, Master Sword and 6 hearts are a better way to do Moth than, like, Fighter Sword and 4 hearts.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, Vex also wants that heart container on the library.
Yeah, this early, you take those hearts. It takes, you know, maybe 5 seconds. You know, I'm sure somebody's time didn't know exactly, but give or take a little bit, you might as well just take it. Oh, that's a bow.
I just realized we didn't actually see whether Eastern was a crystal or a pendant when Jullo was in there, even though he had the map.
I did not pay attention.
Vex by force of habit trying to bomb what's already open.
So, I'm very confused as to why Julloninja would only do the first check there.
I guess he wanted to prioritize Castle Tower? Which is out of logic, because that second sword's out of logic without the lamp, and of course, the second chest in Castle Tower would be out of logic without the lamp regardless.
Right, because the easy rooms don't have torches, which I think is really funny. I mean, I wouldn't want, you know, Castle Tower to suddenly be in logic with the Fire Rod, even though doing it with the Fire Rod is pretty easy. It would just make Aga that much easier to be required, I guess.
Nice magic drop, though.
But yeah, this is not difficult to do. You just move down a little bit, fire that Fire Rod. Find 20 rupees that you don't need.
So
yeah, not gonna do the...
Not doing in logic Dark Cross, but doing out of logic Castle Tower chests.
And didn't go all the way down to Zelda South, which also isn't in logic because we don't have the small key, but that's another small key that we ignore. In terms of, you know, because it's just more efficient to just do it all now. Or just not do it at all. Now, the fact that we got a bow is big, so it's good.
Vex definitely isn't going into Castle Tower. He has no way to get in.
Alright, so Julloninja's finally going to go ahead and do some Southshore.
By the way, we are enjoying the Kirby MSU from Vex, and if we switch over to Jullo, he's playing the infamous high-quality video game music MSU.
Jullo's going to go ahead and grab this map. It's a completely useless map. He's also going to go ahead and do a Gina early. Gina is one of those locations that is very easy to just put off for a really long time.
Yeah. Boy, that hammer is giving Vex an easy time here in Escape.
Oh, hammer. Being able to use that hammer instead of your fighter sword is really nice.
And he's also now got a full magic meter, so you can just burn the ball and chain guard.
And nothing at Agena.
And he didn't scout Desert Ledge.
Yeah, I often don't if I don't have boots. With boots, I think it's pretty common to go ahead and scout it.
Yeah, it just seems like one of those things where you want to know.
Okay, well, Julloninja never comes back to the basement.
Don't you hate it when you're trying to death warp and suddenly you get a health refill?
Oh, yeah. I do hate that. It happens way too often.
But Vex is persistent. He's taking the death with 7 hearts.
Okay, we'll see what's over at Dark Cross.
What do we have left besides Dark Cross that's in Logic? Oh, right, we have Dark World access.
Yeah, well,
Right.
I mean,
That's...
when the runners, neither runner by themselves. Okay, actually, that's not true.
Jullo has, because
he's
now just gotten his hammer, he has Dark World access.
He's got that Dark World access, and we'll probably head over there relatively soon. Vex needs to do a little bit more before he gets his Dark World access. He's probably not going to get the sword from Eastern, I suspect. He'll just grab the gloves out of Saha's closet and not do Eastern.
Wow.
Oh, a sword.
3 swords in the Light World.
How is... wasn't there a sword in CAC?
No, there's a sword in Saha's hut, there's a sword in Eastern Big Key Chest, and there's the sword we just got out of Dark Cross.
Okay, so we've seen
So that
swords.
means we do have logical access to Aga Tower, but we also know there's nothing in it.
Yeah, I mean, the runners are not going to do that until the very end at this point.
No, I mean, Jullo already did. We don't have the second small key.
Well, no, I mean, finish it. They're
Right.
not gonna complete that part. Like, Vex could still go to the second chest at some point. Actually, he might do the whole thing early if he decides to prioritize those 2 chests.
Okay, just money on Desert Ledge.
I think we're gonna see actual Zora here. Piece of heart that we don't care about on Zora Ledge.
Vex paid Zora. Wasn't it a shield or something?
Oh, did he? Okay, well, we're gonna see it again.
Maybe I misremember.
Oh, Iker says big key to Hera.
Oh, right. That was right. That's how we got into the whole Hera big key discussion. Thank you, Iker.
Yep. As soon as he said it, yeah, it was like, oh yeah, that's right.
So Vex will get his Dark World access and his Master Sword in Saha's closet. I'm assuming he won't dip Eastern.
No, there's no way. You're just getting Dark World access. You're not gonna do Eastern right now. Even with the bow, like the bow actually doesn't put anything in Logic in Eastern until you have the big key anyway. So
right.
All right, we're gonna go see Hype Cave over from Jullo.
But Vex is continuing on. Oh, wants to know. Okay, Ice Palace Green Pendant. That's information.
That's good information. Big key to Pod in Hype Cave, half magic.
We're just collecting all the big keys.
That's a decent Hype Cave. I'll take that. I'd be pretty happy with a required big key and a half magic in a Hype Cave. Are we gonna head straight to Pod? Do we have what? We have no Pod. Oh no, we have no Pod small keys.
That's an interesting way to do Pod, but I wouldn't put it past Jullo.
I mean, I did once have a cross key seed where I had 4 Pod keys in Pod. I walked in with 0, but that was cross keys.
Maybe we're gonna rush Catfish. I wouldn't put that past Jullo either.
I mean, Catfish is one of those locations that if there's something there, like a lot of runners will put it off for a really long time. Now, 80 keys in general rewards more thoroughness than I feel like most modes do. No, we're going to Pod.
The Pod play.
This is Pod.
The bow and the hammer will let us go up the right side.
Yep, we can do. So let's see. That puts 5 items in Logic in here. The 2 on the right side, the shooter room, and then the 2 you can get to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, yeah, 5.
Yeah. That's not an insignificant number.
It might make you less likely to go back there with more keys until you can actually beat it. Like, Pod is one of those dungeons that you tend to have to double dip. Sometimes have to triple dip, and Jullo could be on his way in particular to triple dipping this because, you know, he's going to do some of it now, and then he might get a few more keys and come back, and then might get but not quite have all of it, and then maybe one of the 6 key checks becomes required.
Or there are Pod keys in Pod. I wonder if Vex, being only 1 small key short of Moth and Logic, is just going to do Moth here.
If he feels comfortable with the fight, and he's got the Master Sword and the Fire Rod.
Seven Hearts Master Sword isn't bad.
Not bad.
Great, but it's not bad.
You have the hammer. So, yeah, if you're comfortable with the fight, I'd say just go ahead and do it.
And he's got the fairy in the bottle.
Yeah, actually, that's yeah, and you don't mind using up the fairy in the bottle because you really want to be able to death warp at some point. And we get myths.
That's a good find.
The old, I kind of, it's a good news. Like the myths open up so much. I don't know that I'm that happy to see them.
Most of what they open up is out of logic. Like,
yeah.
Ice is out of logic without the flippers.
Yep.
Dark Death Mountain is out of logic without either the flute or the lamp.
We can't even get to large portions of Death Mountain until we get a mirror hookshot anyway. So
True.
Small key to ice. Oof. Okay. I think you got arrows in the other one, so nothing earth-shattering on the right side of pod. Small key to Ganon's Tower. Still
That's
nothing
the second one we've found in pod.
I mean, we need at least one of those to climb. If we have to clear anything in the basement, we potentially need more. And a completely useless map. Okay,
so
we're
pod is effectively junk and Jullo's out.
Actually, I take it back. We don't need any GT small keys to climb because we can get the pot key. If we have to the basement, then we need keys.
And Vex is going to use that fairy. Which probably also is why he was fighting so cavalierly. It's like, yeah, I might as well get rid of the fairy.
They kind of ordered that in right because of the issues he had in CAC earlier. Was able to order that such that he didn't have to dump the fairy in the castle. And Jules should still have that fairy because he didn't go all the way down to the bottom of the castle. So.
Right.
So now we're going to finish clearing Skullwoods. Skullwoods is an interesting dungeon. Skullwoods,
yeah,
to
so
me,
right, that lets Vex do this and then Death Warp.
Yeah. So one of the Skullwoods, I feel like, is a much more valuable dungeon. Any keys modes. Because normally you have a whole bunch of small keys. You have 8 chests, or 8 checks, and only 2 of them are items.
Hey,
but
Tracy?
in this...
Oh, sorry.
Yes. In keys modes, we have 8 actual items, although that was just a shield.
Yeah, well, no, I was going to say, this is a mirror shield seed.
We might get the mirror shield.
We will get, I mean, unless Vex Gomos Eastern or Jullo Gomos
you're right.
Skullwoods.
Yeah, they're gonna get the... Now, I didn't realize that, you're right, they have different fire shields right now.
Right.
All you shield haters get wrecked. No, I am decidedly not anti-shield, but I'm also care less if I get shields.
Lana had offered to calm this seed, if you remember, right around when you signed up. Imagine if she were on comms.
Oh my gosh, she'd be dying. Yeah, I believe her words were, "I'm not sure." So, so as much as I would have totally enjoyed watching this race with you and Lana calling it. But
wow, so
did I get in there?
But besides Mirror Shield, Skullwoods is giving us Hookshot and Mitts, both of which are absolutely necessary.
Oh yeah, love the early Hookshot.
And so now, out of logic, we do have Dark Death Mountain all in play.
I do have to agree with the review in chat. Yeah, the mirror shield is a bit obnoxious in terms of covering your sprite up. But you know, we've long since disabused the notion of shields actually causing lag. I mean, one shield causes lag. The other shields, they all cause the same lag, which was discovered a few years ago.
Yeah, and we do have what width to fully beat ice, though no one likes going in there without Samaria these days, thanks to Icebreaker.
I mean, at least we have Hookshot, though. Like, Samarialess ice is bad, but hookless, caneless ice is just awful.
Yeah. And we found the mushroom and C-shaped house.
Oh, yay. Fetch quest time. And more money. Don't you love it when you pay, what is it, $30 to get 300?
It's always nice to get a good investment return.
Life? All right, we're gonna do the front four of Thieves Town. As Jewel gets his first crystal.
Again, good to now have the ability to death warp without a fairy in a bottle.
Yep. I mean, eventually you'll want to put something a little bit better in that bottle, like probably a blue potion at some point. You'll want to buy one of those. And
Boomerang.
Boomerang does nothing.
Right, now that we have the hook shot, we can already stun enemies anyway.
Yep. Jewel not continuing over in...
Well, he still has the fairy. I guess he didn't want to sacrifice it for a death warp, and figured with the mitts, why not?
Another pod small. King's Tomb has another pod small. That's like, what, 2 of them? I guess that's only 2.
That's technically enough to beat the dungeon.
We need a big key first. Do we have the big key? No.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. Well,
I forget where it was because Vex doesn't have it.
Right.
Was it in Eastern?
Maybe. Hype Cave. Oh, Vex.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
So Vex will get there. He's
nobody.
Standard circuit.
I mean, it's pretty rare to see Hype Caves. The only time I've ever known Hype Cave to get skipped, there was a race between Koi and Ace Zero back in the 2019 tournament, where they tied, and Koi's like in the interview, like, I skipped Hype Cave. I'm like, well, if you'd gone to Hype Cave, you would have lost.
Well, I remember a race. It was Enemizer, and Megawatt took an unfortunate death right in front of Hype Cave because there was who knows what horrible enemy there, and that wound up being costly.
Okay. I like this, picking up the Smith. You don't have Mire, but you can easily, with boots especially, you can easily go back to a Kakariko tournament. You kind of, when you think of the Smith chain, you pick up the Smith, you do the purple chest, you do hammer pegs. This decouples it, so that makes it the later purple chest, if it becomes required without the Mire, not nearly as bad as it would be. And the Smith, he gets a bit of a tour. He always likes that.
Yeah, I imagine... Do we think Vex will check Pyramid Ledge? Of course, to go into Pod, the Smith turns into Kiki.
Right, so you don't want to do that. You could go Pyramid Ledge, you could go take this all the way up to Catfish, or it wouldn't surprise me, he just saves and quits out of Hype Cave.
Right, there's that Pod big we were talking about. If nothing else, you want to talk to the bomb vendor and see what your 5/6 are while you're here.
Okay, Jewel sees that bottle sitting there on the lumberjack. Knows he does not have to do early Agate Tower.
Vex does not want to know what his 5/6 are.
I mean, you could just check when you get crystals.
We have one already.
I'd like to know what the 5/6 is.
We have one. We have ice technically beatable. If Skullwoods and ice happen to be our 5/6, I'd like to know that.
Okay, there was just a heart piece on the...
Oh, never mind. Ice's green pendant. Saha already told us that.
Yeah, we knew that.
And Jula's our first runner on the mountain. That's our 3rd pod small.
Another pod small. Although 2 of our pod smalls are... Well, Jewel has 2, Vex has 1. So
right.
Between them, we have 3.
Right.
A 4th one will actually put more things in logic. Pod smalls, it's 1, 4, and 6 for logic. And 5 is kind of the magic number you want to be able to full clear. And Catfish today has...
Oh, that's important.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe Jula will wish he did go up to Catfish when he was over in Pyramid.
Jula will at some point have to go get that Mire at Catfish. And Vex can do more things now with that Mire.
Yeah,
we're going to see Paradox Cave.
I was just going to say, one thing about all dungeons is you need the mirror because you will have to beat Swamp.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even just... you need all the things. I mean, you just need all the things. You don't necessarily need all the keys. Like, there's a, each dungeon has number of keys for logic and number of keys for being able to beat. Yeah, we're gonna we get blue mail from the mushroom, which is nice. We're gonna fill our bottle up with blue goo.
There's an ice rod in Paradox.
No ice rod hunts, yay! I mean, we could still be on a Castle Tower small hunt, but no ice rod hunts.
That blue mail was very timely because you don't necessarily want it before you find the mirror when you still have to think about death warping, but first item after the mirror, sure, and now we can do King's Tomb Graveyard Ledge and circle right back around and return the Smith.
And now we can just mirror in front of the to return the Smith. Funny how that worked out. I think Jewel's gonna do Hera.
It's not too often you get to see runners doing full laps around the Dark World overworld.
I mean, the Smith is getting his money worth. He's getting a full tour. Like, this is more than some cross-key Smith tours, you know? And funny enough, we're doing Tower Hera here on Jewel's side, and it's actually in logic. We're gonna still do the Hera pot because it's still faster. Ooh, flippers at Graveyard Ledge. We need those. And we need all the things.
Most of Ice is in logic. Technically, Cold Stare is... Oh, right. Jullo found the second Ice Small. Vex doesn't know about it, but yeah, Cold Stare's in logic then. Because you need either 2 smalls or Samaria.
That's right.
Ooh,
Thieves Town Big Key. That's important.
But we don't have the small yet, so you might still be reluctant to do the back.
And we're surely not going to rush to it. Okay, just a piece of heart on the bumper ledge, so we don't need the cape necessarily.
So Hera beatable, Pod beatable, Ice beatable.
Had a big key to desert. We need that too.
But we can't get into desert without either the flute or the book.
Nope, we can't do anything with it yet, but we are going to need it.
That's true. It's nice all these big keys are showing up at least. We still need to find Eastern and TR and GT, and that's about it for big keys. Because no one cares about Swamp and Skull Woods bigs.
I mean, you don't care. Well, you'd rather have them before you go there because then they become fetch quests. But they're exactly that. They're fetch quests. They're one item. Just a compass on the Smith. And I was always a proponent of compasses. I like compasses. I like they kind of keep you honest. A Turtle Rock Big Key and Spiral Cave, by the way. But now with the new auto tracking rules, the compasses are completely obsoleted. Because the auto tracker just tells you all the things you need to know.
For those of you keeping track at home, Vex from CAC Portal has made a complete circuit of Dark World and is on his second circuit down to return the purple chest.
And because we still have K45 and he didn't have the mirror before, this makes sense to do it this way and not save and quit.
But it's a vanilla K45.
And now we don't really need extra heart pieces, especially heart pieces as opposed to heart containers. Powder in Super Bunny.
That makes Magic Pad a thing.
And now that we're done mirroring, Vex can leave that purple chest. I always get a little nervous when runners have the mirror on their menu item. But okay, we're good.
And that ether that Vex found will be used to open TR.
Yeah, complete divergence from our runners here, so no idea Because both runners have gotten things the other's going to need to get. So no real idea who's got what advantage here. No swamp small, so going into swamp would be one item. Loot.
Wow. This seed's just handing you everything. Who says I roll bad seeds?
I mean, seed roll really doesn't matter.
I know. People are just very superstitious in any sort of sports, whether like athletic sports or esports.
Another small key to Turtle Rock on the island. Is Vex gonna go do Ice Palace? I think so.
Why not?
And we're gonna see Spike Cave.
As we've discussed, everything in ice is in logic except for cold stare. Well, and we know that the second key to ice is available.
Do we have still the fairy for Jewel?
Yep.
Yes, we do. I love this fairy usage here.
Yeah, again, he doesn't have Mire, so now he has the ability to Death Warp.
Yeah, because 14 hearts is enough to do this check without any safety. It's still not in logic, but you're here, so you want to do it. The fairy will actually give you more, because you get extra iframes from the fairy revive. So, like, I think you could probably do with 6 hearts in a fairy, but he had, like, 9, so...
I wonder if Vex will continue his second lap around to pod and turn in the green pendant on the way.
I mean, he's got 2 pod smalls, which gets you quite a bit. You could, yeah, he's got the big key, so he could just beat it, and then just do what he can with the second small key.
Yeah, if you don't open the middle door, you can use the second small key to get to the back.
Yeah, that's
a pain.
That's a lot of trips down the right side. I don't know that I would do that, but beating the dungeon itself, just doing that much, and then not coming back until the game tells you you have to, in terms of number of small keys, makes a certain amount of sense.
And who knows, maybe there's a pod small in the back of pod.
Oh, that never happens. It happens all the
really?
time. It happens all the time. Well, Jewel doesn't have that mushroom yet, so can't turn that in here.
Right, because he never went to village. It's in C-shaped house.
Yep. Are we gonna converge in Ice Palace for a little bit?
Wow.
And Jewel's doing this out of logic. Doesn't have those slippers yet. We know that he can get them if he goes and does catfish. Oh, or we're just gonna do. Oh, we're just gonna do man under the bridge. Yeah, maybe that's all we're doing.
He could do ice afterwards. I know Vex checked this. It was junk, right?
Yeah, it was heart piece, maybe? I don't know. It was nothing we need.
But yeah, having that small key going into ice is nice, because then you can immediately make for the right side like this.
Yep. Yeah, having to look for a pot. Well, with the hook shot, it's not so bad, because you can go to the right side with the hook shot. If you don't have the hook shot, or a small key, or the Cane of Samaria, and that's a small key to Desert Palace, so that's going to put Desert in logic once Vex has the things to do it with.
Right. Once he gets the flute in the desert big,
yep,
we can do the whole thing. It's amazing that he's managed to put off the mountain this long and is still finding progression.
All right, and yeah, Jewel's going to join him in Ice Palace, doing it out of logic without the flippers. I mean, in the end, it's a full clearable crystal dungeon that you can do. The fact that it's out of logic only is relevant in the sense that anything that Julloninja finds in here won't lead to the flippers, and so he's got to remember that.
Whoa, Lamp, that puts the mountain in logic finally.
That's a dumb location for the lamp.
But yeah, Jullo also can't think about desert until he goes to catfish for that mirror.
Mm-hmm. Unless the book decides to show up.
Which sometimes it does.
Yeah, sometimes it does. Yeah, rule fire.
That's true.
And
very much rule of fire.
I mean, it's not the rule of fire in that the other thing you need for that specific dungeon is locking the thing, but it's still fire. The lamp is still
right. Just some combination of Bombos, Fire Rod, and Lamp all seem to always lock each other.
And apparently, chat doesn't like the book, because if it decides to show up, we have ways to burn it now.
Fahrenheit 451, anyone?
Also, shoutouts to Ice Palace bomb jumps. Because I always say, you still need to know how to do this, because no one wants to do this the intended way. So early on, I would say slight advantage to VeXtopher just because he's going to get to the mountain. He's going to get all the stuff on the mountain. Whereas Julloninja, while he's going to have to get to catfish because it will be progression for him, he is going to need that mirror. It might be a while.
Wow, very nice taking 2 puffs down with the fire rod. And, okay, there's the third one. While Vex was... Ooh! Guess we're not icebreakering today.
Yeah, shout outs to Ice Palace Bond Jump. I'm not going to call it hard required because obviously it's sequence breaks things and there is a logical way to go through Ice Palace that very few people actually know. But if you don't know how to Ice Palace Bomb Jump in this seed, have fun.
I saw someone once forget to IPBJ and then they had to remember how to do Ice Palace logically.
Ooh, gosh. I mean, I can do it logically if I were playing the vanilla game, but when those keys are in different places, I would get lost.
Not surprisingly, Vex going straight for the mountain now that it's in logic.
Yeah, I like this.
He might even go over the top to Hera. Which could be interesting because... Did Jullo do Spiral Cave?
He did.
Okay.
So, typically what my route here would be is to do Hera, drop down to Spiral Cave, go up Paradox Cave, open up the Dark World at the Turtle Rock portal, so that if you have the medallion, you can open it up and do the Dark World stuff from that. And I imagine VeXtopher will do something like that.
Vex can also do quite a good chunk of TR, as it turns out.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a mirror to get out. I don't know.
Where was TR big?
Was it? It might be somewhere in here.
Oh, right. I think it was in Hera.
Yeah, that sounds right. Now, if you had one more small key and an ice rod. Where was the ice rod? The ice rod wasn't up
there.
The
ice rod was in Paradox.
Okay. Oh, well then, okay. So one more small key? Yeah. We need one more small key, which is not up here. I don't think.
But it could be in TR.
It could be in TR.
I calmed a race last night that had 2 TR smalls in TR.
That's so obnoxious.
You just had to take a leap of faith.
Yeah, it's not unreasonable to do it here. And you're not even skipping Mimic Cave, so.
Nice magic conservation strats from Jullo. A very nice cold stare fight for Master Sword.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the using the sword beams to do extra damage on top of the fire rod. Especially with half magic. That gives you so much extra magic to just finish it off. It doesn't matter at that point what sword you have.
But yeah, so this is going to be Thieves big for Vex.
Yes.
So we can beat Thieves, not in logic without the small, and you have to decide whether you want to orphan the big chest.
Yeah. If I have another dungeon that I can clear, I might do that first.
Right, you're not going to prioritize beating Thieves.
Yeah, exactly. Like, double dipping Thieves Town is a little more painful. It's going to be just the one item, whereas, like, Pod, the odds of you being able to not double dip Pod is so low that I don't feel so bad if I don't end up doing all of it.
Well, there's Vex's full access to desert.
Still needs flute.
Oh, right. Yes, that's an Oakshot Cave. Forgot about that.
But he'll get there.
Right. We see that Eastern and Desert are both regular crystals. And Vex deciding to do Spike Cave now. I don't quite get that. Like, I would have gone to the eastern side, down Spiral Cave, up Paradox, do Dark Death Mountain, and then finish in Spike Cave.
So this tells me he's going to do Turtle Rock. I don't like blowing the blue potion on it.
He's got enough money to get another blue potion if he wants. Well, he doesn't know he's about to find
Oh,
flute,
no,
but...
it's not the money, it's the time.
Oh. Well, we don't have any invincibility items, and he burned the fairy.
Yeah. So I would have just waited on it. But yeah, this tells me he's absolutely doing Turtle Rock, because routing Spike Cave back in becomes a lot more awkward if you try and do it after Turtle Rock. If you don't finish it, because you'll end up at Laser Bridge.
Oh, right, you can't like warp out because you'll have done Mimic Cave by that point.
Exactly. So this tells me he's doing Turtle Rock. But to me, I would have waited on that just because it's not in logic. You would have to blow that blue potion. So that means if you want another one, that's going to be a time loss to go get it. I would have waited on it. You might get a book later that you have to combine with. Well, you got 3 things up there, right? Because you have the ether tablet, you've got Hera basement, none of which you can do right now that might come up later. There's that ice rod. And I think Jewel is just going to do Thieves Town, because for him, this is his first dip, and he's got the big key.
Yeah. It's interesting that we're even on the dungeon counts, but Vex still feels ahead, mostly because of that mirror.
Oh, 100% because of that mirror.
Up the mountain with ether so he can dip TR.
You know, in a case like this, where the runners are relatively even in terms of like crystals and stuff, how bad is the location the thing one runner has compared to the location of the thing the other runner has? So like, Julloninja might find something really big here in Thieves Town in the back, but Vex is gonna get that item. Like, he's not gonna miss it. The only item that's gonna be missed in Thieves Town is the one that Jewel can't get unless the small key is exactly in the maiden cell.
Right. And Vex, surprise, surprise, you can open TR.
Yeah, and of course, he didn't know for sure that he could get into TR, but he was banking on it. Hasn't done Spiral Cave yet. That's a good point. There was something there.
Was Spiral TR big? No, I think that was in Hookshot, wasn't it?
No, I think... Okay, we'll find out right now. Meanwhile, Jules going to give us some new information here in Thieves Town.
No, Flute's here in Hookshot Cave.
Right there, in fact. Okay, maybe it was Super Bunny? Might have had TR Big Key?
Unless it was Spiral. Oh, GT Big, we're gonna need that, but no way Vex doesn't get that.
No, I mean, 100% Vex is gonna get that.
And Thieves is a crystal we can see on Julo's screen.
Yeah, must be Spiral Cave is the TR Big Key. This is when the routing becomes awkward. Yeah, he's just gonna go into TR without that big key. So his... Yeah,
Yikes.
This is really awkward. This is really, really awkward.
Okay, that could give Julo a little bit of time back.
Yep.
Because he'll go all the way to Mimic Cave.
Yeah, and he's not going to be able to go further. Oh, yeah. So what Vex can do...
jump off of the ledge after doing Mimic Cave?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, after he can do Mimic Cave, and then he can mirror on the other side and hit Spiral Cave that way. And that's probably the plan.
You still have to climb the mountain
feel bad,
again.
though. Yeah, it's gonna feel bad because he's not gonna get there, and he's gonna go down the spiral.
But he has the bug net.
Yay.
So what do we need? We need Eastern Big, we need Swamp Small. We might need a medallion for Mire.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
really
Julloninja in Thieves Town finishing it up for a small key too. Well,
Oh,
okay,
well,
well that's
no way
free.
Vex doesn't find that.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not missing that. Oh, there's our Eastern Big.
I see a Pod Eastern playing Vex's future, though he probably does Desert first, honestly. Because Mire's beatable, too.
Oh, for sure.
Well, if we can get in.
Mire's maybe 1/3's beatable. Actually, it's slightly higher than 1/3 because the game's got to give you the medallion you need, and the non-zero possibility of like if it's not gonna be bombos if well Mire's a pendant, so
right.
It's closer to 1/3 than it would normally be because now bombos could just be in GT.
As long as it's not on PED.
Yeah, we have no idea what's on PEG. We don't have a book, so.
Shoutouts to Audra in chat. Fond memories of your two comms and Audra hanging out at SGL the last day.
That's right. We took the shuttle together to the airport on that last day, too. Sorry, Zuru, we're not still in Herndon. I mean, that's probably a good thing, because nobody else would be there.
Of course.
Okay,
well,
so we
Ninja,
have our red crystals. We don't know what they are. We have them narrowed down to Thieves Town, Skull Woods, and Hera. Because the bomb was just there.
I told you Vex would want to check that, but no! I was going to also shout out that while Jullo wasn't able to make it across the globe from Australia, we did get to hang out with VeXtopher and our tracker Iker at SGL as well.
Yep, they were both there. Small key to Mire, which is good for routing purposes and logic for the right side, but other than that, oh, hey, a vanilla sword.
Yeah, there's
skull was small.
Sword number 4. Right, because Jullo still doesn't have the sword from Darkcross.
Right.
And Vex hasn't touched Eastern, but I'm sure he's getting that sword. He will full clear Eastern when he gets there.
Yeah, because I think that's coming up very soon. And now he gets to feel bad because incoming TR big key.
Momentary pause, deciding whether he wants to go back in or not.
I mean, you can, because you can jump down to that spot and spiral cave. You have to go all the way back up the mountain. And you still only have one small key, so... Or only have the 2 small keys. You need a 3rd one to be able to actually finish the dungeon. So I don't think it really makes a lot of sense to go do
So
that
the only stuff that's additionally in logic is the big chest and crystal roller chest.
Right. Mire for Jullo. He's probably running out of other good things to do.
Probably not feeling great about that Mire, but he can do like swamp and stuff.
Oh yeah. Okay, we're gonna activate the flute on Vex's side. But yeah, I think you're right. He might do Mire and Desert first.
Yeah.
That would be the one way he'd miss the... Well, let's see.
If I'm Vex, I'm going to Mire, figuring out if I can go in. If so, do Mire and Desert. Otherwise, do Mire.
Oh, right. The stuff that he's missing...
Oh, magic that while he's in CAC. Makes sense.
Oh, for sure. So I imagine he doesn't do Thieves Town right away, because he's got full clearable dungeons in other locations. So he's still going to be full clearing them because he doesn't have the GTB key.
Right, and Vex with 3 pod smalls, you can open the middle door and just pretend harmless Hellway and big key chests don't exist.
Yep. Yeah, what I would do in his situation is I would just travel down the right side, go to the back. I'm sorry, go beat Helmasaur, and then you do what you said, open the middle door, and you do what you can with those small keys.
But in the meantime, maybe we find a 4th pod small in Mire Desert
4th and or 5th.
And Jullo finally getting those flippers. Right, now he can do Swamp. I knew there was
He could also do Ice. Oh wait, he already did that.
Right.
And what do we got? We have ether, double ether today.
Wow,
So
we don't need any other medallions.
Full clearable mire, full clearable desert. We'll see if they do the right side. Oh, sorry, not the right side, the left side of mire. With 2 small keys, you might need 3 for logic. It is a pendant, though. And the reason why that's significant is because if it were a crystal, a 3rd small key could just be in GT. And then you would be very unlikely that anything would be over there. But with it being a pendant, a 3rd small key in GT doesn't stop anything from being there.
Or there's our 3rd small key in checkerboard.
There's that 3rd small key.
Now you do left side.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like, it's again, one of those things where the logic's, you know... it's rare that runners will be like, oh, I'm not going to do this thing because it's out of logic. Like, if you're skipping the cutscene chest, you're skipping it more because it's slow. But the game telling you it's in logic makes it more desirable to do it. And both are runners in desert at the same time. Ah, red mail. Jewel says no.
I think Vex will probably say no as well.
Yep, both runners saying no to red mail. That makes me sad. I like red mail.
Ah, what do you know? Pod small.
There we go. 4 pod smalls is pretty nice. 5th one would be ideal. But yeah, in fairness, the difference between blue mail and red mail is not nearly as significant between none and blue. And a couple maps on the right side. Yeah, what do we need to finish the game at this point? Are we just looking for the 2nd castle tower small key?
That sounds... Oh, and another TR small.
Alright, we need 3 TR smalls to be able to beat that dungeon. That is, of course, the awful go mode of, you think Ice Rod Hunts are bad? Castle Tower Small Keys. That 2nd Castle Tower Small Key has 215 locations that it can be in the game.
Anywhere but Lumberjack.
That's right.
Fire Rod and Half Magic feels nice here.
There's a cape, which is a nice luxury item.
Hey, Spike Cave and Logic.
Yay. Alright, looks like Jewel is going to be slightly ahead getting into Misery Mire. We'll see if either or both of them do the cutscene. Or Vex says, I'm not going to do Misery Mire yet. Oh no, he wants to set up Spooky. Never mind. He's going to flip back to do that. And we're going to do, typically in keys modes, you're going to go do, if you're going to do the left side first, you're going to do it very first. Like, if you're going to do the left side, you're going to do it first, routing-wise,
yeah.
As long as you have that small key.
We saw the difference in routing in last night's race, that Makes about 16 seconds of difference if you do the left side first and just continue around.
Hey, pod 5.
Okay,
well,
so now we can just full
Jullo.
clear. As long as you hammer young, full clear is trivial.
Yeah. Jullo, it's only 4. There was one somewhere that he hasn't gotten. Probably in Turtle Rock, I'm guessing. I don't remember.
No, maybe in Village of Outcasts?
He's been in Village now.
No, he's right. He's been there now.
And both our runners are going to go ahead and do the cutscene, which I like, because that means no one's going to get completely... Yes, this could be the end of a race, right? If this were Castle Tower 2, for instance.
Yeah.
It's just a game over for the runner that doesn't do it.
Well, Vex knows it's in logic, so of course he's going to do it.
Yep.
But yeah, not too often you get to see both runners in Mire cutscene at the same time.
Exactly the same time.
Enjoy your frozen screen.
does Vex win because he's got 3 Wiz robes to the Jullo's 2? And it's just 20 rupees, so we don't have to worry about it. Yeah, slight Ryan divergence. Jullo did the chest here first. Vex is going to do it second.
That one doesn't particularly make much of a difference either way.
Yeah, I've been told that if you don't do this little trick that Vex is doing, it's a little faster to do it first. The little rail clip.
Yeah, which is actually the same mechanic as Icebreaker, where the game thinks you're still in the doorway, so it just kind of pushes you forward.
Nothing in the big chest.
Hookshot's nice here because you can just hook over to bridge chest and then take a fall to reset the room.
Yep. Just gotta remember to do it. Hey, pod 6.
Okay.
I mean, 5 for Jullo, but 6 for Vex.
Okay, game.
So it worked out really well that our runners chose to do Mire Desert before going into Pod Eastern. Funny enough, they're depending on what order VeXtopher does Pod Eastern, and depending on where that Castle Tower small key is, there is actually a world in which he doesn't get that tempered sword. Where's so he's still looking for GT big key, so he's still gonna
be
okay.
TR small.
And the TR small. Okay, so I mean, like if Castle Tower and TR smalls showed up in Pod, he did that first. He maybe doesn't do the big key chest. Except that he's still going to be looking for GT big. So, in which case, I imagine he will do the, he'll do it, so.
And with that cape that we got from Lanmo, it makes Vidi a lot easier.
I mean, it basically makes it free.
Bit easier for Jullo since he has tempered and all.
Yeah. Vex is not even... Just slash. Just if you slash with the cape on. Although it's kind of slow to do
we have half magic.
It is kind of slow to do the slashes with the Master Swords. I'm not convinced it's that much faster. Slashing is definitely faster with Gold Sword, though. And what small key? Ganon's Tower small key. We don't care about those.
I think we may have found all of them by now. Between the two runners. No?
Not...
It's only showing 3 for Jullo. It feels like we've seen all 4, but maybe I miscounted.
I mean, 3 gets you well, 2 gets you a full clear if you go do the left side first, but...
3 is like, as long as you don't open the middle door, you will have zero trouble with keys.
Yeah, you just don't open the middle door. Like, that middle door is just... You just should never, ever, ever open it. Like, it's dumb that it's even there. Can we just get rid of the middle locked door and have one less small key? Like... I don't know why they put that.
There was a great spoiler race where Kern intentionally opened the middle door because of the key layout.
I mean, yeah, if you know what the key layout is ahead of time. Sure. All right, Julloninja is going to clean up some of these overworld checks. Looks like he's headed towards Cave 45. Pod Easter a little less valuable for him because he's done most of it. Wants the piece of heart. That's interesting. You don't usually see runners go after pieces of heart this late. I mean, if you could have just grabbed the red mail and it would have done more for you, and it would have taken about the same amount of time. But okay.
Right, so if Thieves Small isn't in Pod or Eastern, I wonder if Vex will do Thieves anyway.
I might do Swamp first. Julloninja going ahead and
He can't do Swamp because the Swamp Small is in the back of Thieves.
Right, it was in fact on blind.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's when you do it. Like, even if you don't have the Thieves Town Small, you put it off long enough. But it's so odd. Like you never see, like, he's entering Pod. Like, let's just take a moment. Entering Pod for the first time with all 6 small keys. That just doesn't happen.
In logic.
In logic.
We'll ask him during the interview how it felt to single dip Pod.
I know, right?
Oh, there's a TR Small.
Okay.
In Swamp.
Don't worry about it. That's no longer an issue. So, hey, Castle Tower Small Key. Where of your 215
I've never seen CT2 for Go mode before.
Oh, never happens.
Jullo not grabbing the Specky Pod key, which leads me to believe he's not planning to do left side right now.
No, I mean, if you do left side, I hesitate to say old-fashioned way, but the diver down way, you don't need to grab the small key. It's a little faster if you get that first try. But
hey, Vex just put his Samaria in logic.
Yay! But the nice thing about Specky Clip, my favorite part of Specky Clip existing, is that it means I don't ever have to diver down left side if I don't want to. just grab the extra key and just flood the key that's there. Which isn't going to be that much slower than doing it the way Jullo's going to do it, and it's faster if you mess this up. You know, the old optimal versus.
Not sure.
Yeah, he's doing optimally, so that
Vex is bothering with the hammer yump at this point.
I think he just wants to route all the way around the back, so he's gonna go big chest and go instead of mirroring out.
Saves you a mirror.
Like, this would be really smart routing if he didn't have a mirror. With the mirror, it's kind of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Yeah,
pretty similar.
Right, with all 6 keys and the mirror, that's the only reason I would have called it into question. But hey, since he has all 6, he can, open that door, which you very rarely see opened in key sanity modes.
It's kind of fun to open that door.
From the inside.
Okay, yeah, that too. We got nothing on left side swamp. What a surprise.
Still no swamp big or Skullwoods big.
So, a whole lot of nothing. We got a whole lot of nothing in Pod. We got, what did we get? An Ice Palace Small Key? Is that it? Is that like the only thing we got? We got some maps, which,
Maybe Helma has something. Maybe Armos has something.
Yeah, Helma could still have something. But yeah, maps and compasses are still logical for the dungeons, but in AD keys, nobody cares. Literally nobody cares.
Swamp, apart from that TR Small, we haven't seen anything in here, but we're really just looking for CT Small.
Yep. I mean, to get back the maps and compasses in logic, where like
Oh.
if it's not 80, then you might choose, to put more value into a pendant dungeon with if you have map and compass. But 80, you have to do them all anyway. It just doesn't matter.
We did just get silvers in waterfall chests, so that's kind of nice, even if it's post-vidi.
Yeah, I mean, it's still nice for Ganon.
Oh yeah, saves minimum 25 seconds.
And Jewel's gonna have it for both Armos Knights and Helma, which is not insignificant. But yeah, the biggest time save is Vitreous.
Oh, Jula doesn't even use the silvers on Argus. He's fine with Ice Rod. And that's our third pendant.
We could pull Pet. That could be our Castle Tower Small. I don't think we're pulling Pet anytime soon. I imagine Jewel's gonna go ahead and clean up Pod and Eastern.
Yeah, well, he can't clean up Eastern. He hasn't been into TR for his Eastern
That's
big
true.
yet.
He could clean up Pod.
Oh, yeah.
He's got actually, he could just go do Turtle Rock. Right, he's got the 3 small keys, got the big key, he got Fire Rod, Ice Rod, Canis, Maria. He can do all those things. And I don't think we've seen... Oh, there's Turtle Rock Small. Turtle Rock 4.
No, that... wait. Where did he get the... Because Vex obviously didn't get the TR Small in Swamp, but where was the other TR Small that Jula got that Vex didn't?
They both had 2 when Jewel went into Swamp.
But Vex got the one off of Lake Hylia Island.
Oh, did he? Okay. Then I don't know. There's Mirror
Vex's...
Shield.
Yeah. The all-important. Now he can do Laser Bridge.
Woohoo! I mean, he could have done it with Cape or...
Right,
Cape,
or
but
Burna.
Yeah. He did not have to use magic, although he could also do laser skips, especially with boots.
Oh, there was the other.
There was the other one.
Okay, got it.
So, with the locations of the TR Smalls being what they end up being, I don't think VeXtopher is going to end up feeling nearly as bad about the location of that TR Big Key. Like, the only cost for him is he's now going, unless we find CT. I'm trying to think where we're going to find CT Small at this point that isn't further down in Turtle Rock or in GT at this point.
Right. So, assuming Armos doesn't have Thieves Small, Vex now has the actual question of...
Oh, yay, a book!
Oh!
No, game, why? But he has to... Okay, finish your thought.
Yeah, no, the question of... Do you do Thieves without the small and save yourself a mountain climb, but orphan the big chest? Or do you do TR, which... you can clear except for Lava Chest. And no one seems to mind orphaning Lava Chest as much as they mind orphaning Thieves Big.
I would rather orphan the Thieves Big Chest. In Vex's case in particular, because he's already done a large portion of Turtle Rock.
And hey, there's Vex's Tempered Sword.
Yay! Both runners will be on... I'm trying... What was the other sword that Vex has that Jewel doesn't?
Dark Cross.
Dark Cross. Okay, yeah, I don't know that Jewel's ever going back to Hyrule
Yeah.
Castle.
It doesn't exist. Now, Julo doing this, more how I would expect. Though, he never found his 6th pod small, so he's gonna have to abandon Harmless Hellway, or... Did you do Harmless Hellway and abandon Big Key Chest?
Yeah, he'll have to abandon one or the other. We know it's nothing, so...
Right, but he only has 1 small, and he needs that small to get to Helma.
Right, yeah, he should never... I imagine he never comes back here either, so he'll be fine. Pod had absolutely nothing.
Just a bit surprising he elected to unlock Dark Maze when he was short a key.
I did see some people questioning his ability to hammer jump in chat. So.
Yeah. Oh, he does not hammer jump. Okay.
Yeah. In fact,
I was not
same
aware of
people
that.
are saying that he just doesn't do it. I'm a little surprised. It is super. In open modes, hammer jump. You know, there are a couple key layouts where it can save you a little bit of time, especially if you don't have Mire. But in general, it doesn't really do much for you. In keys modes, it can be pretty big. Like if there had been an item in one of those 6 key, 6 pod key locked locations, him not being able to do it would be pretty big. And yeah, Vex is going to go ahead and do Thieves Town. So my rationale here for wanting to do Thieves over, well, the other, you're asked, about, abandoning the Thieves Town big chest versus abandoning lava chest. It's just so much harder to get back to lava chest because it's on the mountain. It's like another trip up the mountain.
And Vex can also, so Vex will get his swamp small in here.
Yes.
And he can
do swamp.
Check Bombos on the way to swamp.
Yes, he can do that. So he's gonna get his. So we're gonna get GT big key in the attic and the small key on blind, and we're gonna orphan the big chest here as well. But the Thieves Town small key is probably in Turtle Rock. I don't know where else it can be at this point because it can't be in. We've seen almost everything, if not everything, and it could be. It could be on one of the tablets.
Right, but Thieves is a crystal, so it's definitely not in GT.
Not in. You're right. Not in GT. It could be deep in Turtle Rock. Tablet. Head. Could be Ped. Yeah.
No, because Swamp Small's in the attic, so Swamp
Never
Small's
mind.
behind Thieves Small.
And Swamp was a pendant? Okay. I think I missed that Swamp was a pendant.
Yeah. Oh, no. It's GT big in the... Swamp Small's on blind, though, which is still logically behind the Thieves Small.
Yes. Oh, is there? Yeah, apparently there's. Was it a Skullwood small in the main cell? Because I'm hearing the Thieves Town small locks Moth as well. I'm trying to wrap my head around how that works. Oh, and Pyramid Fairy. Are we sure this is the red crystal? Because Julloninja had 3 crystals when he got Pyramid Fairy. We were. Wasn't.
So, yeah, I guess that means Thieves and Hera must be the 5-6 if there was a Skullwood Small and Pyramid Fairy.
Okay, good call, Tofile. Hey, we can mark that even. Good catch. I fancy myself as being pretty good at the logic, but I didn't even think about that.
Well, we were so excited by the vanilla sword in Pyramid Fairy.
I know, right?
That we didn't look at the other chest. Jullo's now in TR, so he'll get his Eastern big here.
Yep, so he's gonna full clear this. But yeah, I agree with this. Yeah, we're going to find a Thieves Town small key here in Turtle Rock. So you had to double dip 1 in terms of full clearing.
Feels like somehow against all odds, Jullo is ahead.
No, because he doesn't have Eastern.
Right, he has to go back down and do Eastern, but Vex is still going to go through Swamp, and that's not exactly quick.
Yeah, and has to go back through Turtle Rock as well. Now, I mean, does he do left side? If he skips left side, we know there's nothing there.
The old question, do you do left side Swamp when you're go -1?
I mean, I'm the wrong person to ask because I'm a chronic left side Swamp skipper. I'm not doing it here. I've got 27 checks in GT upcoming. But yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, Jewel could just bail with the Eastern Big Key.
Why would he do that? That he's got a full clearable dungeon. He even has all 4 smalls to do lava chests.
He could save a mirror portal. Like just yeah. What you could do is you could put a mirror portal by Spiral Cave, come back up, and just come back to where he left off. Boblo's tablet is not the answer.
Ah, well.
I mean, I'm not sure it's that big a difference, honestly.
We'll
Either
check.
way, you're coming up the mountain again.
Yeah, once Vex gets up here, I'm sure, like, he'll check Ether before going into GT.
Yeah, you wait. You do that going... You don't do that before Thieves... Sorry, before Turtle Rock.
That Pokey sure got away from Jula. I'm not sure I've ever seen it make it all the way to the top of the screen before.
Alright, Lava Chest has a piece of heart. But yeah, go -1, I'm definitely not doing left side first. And we'll see if Vex goes back in for it.
Yeah, and there's
that last Turtle Rock, last TR key.
Yep. And after Mimic Cave, Jula will give us some stuff we haven't seen yet.
Oh, that's the other Misery Mire small key that Vex had.
All right. So Vex certainly gets silvers while he's here.
Oh, for sure. You're still looking for Castle Tower small. Okay, 50 rupees in the big chest. We're skipping left side for now on VeXtopher side.
Oh no, Julo got himself locked in, manages to get himself out.
Darn crystal rollers.
At least he was far enough to the right that he could just throw it. If you're all the way to the left, you have to punt it.
There's
and it is not easy because it's hard to, work up the speed to punt it.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess Vex's advantage is that Julo's then gonna have to reclimb the mountain after Eastern. This is assuming Vex doesn't do left side.
Oh, small key to Hyrule Castle, yay! Got anything else useful useful in quotes? There's a small key to Thieves Town. Yep, we were right.
It was probably in TR.
Probably in TR, and sure enough. All right, moment of truth for Vex. Is he going to go into left side?
Bit of a risk, but he saves a lot of time if he doesn't. He is out.
I mean, a lot of people call it the risk when you skip things, but sometimes it's a risk to do things. It's just such a long check.
Hey, don't tell GFE that. Shoutouts to GFE in chat. We're just saying you're thorough, that's all.
You made him appear.
Oh yes, if you're in the tournament Discord, you have to read GFE's and P Train's essays on Spike Cave in their bios.
Oh gosh. I haven't looked at the bios yet. Those are always a fun read, though. I feel like everybody has, like, their least favorite checks to do. You know? Like, for some people, it's left side swamp. Some people, it's
high
catfish.
five on top of Light World TR.
Woohoo! Right now, Vex gets to skip the early parts, but is probably gonna leave to go check the big chest. Jewel only has the big chest to check in Eastern Palace, has already done the rest of the checks here, so both of them don't quite have as much as the other. I think I think what's gonna put VeXtopher into GT first is gonna be just the fact that he's already on the mountain. But I mean, it's almost like GT big key routing, right? Like left versus right side, you know. Do we do tile room? If you clear the other 22 checks, so it's 22 plus the big chest for 23. Do you do tile room? There's that book for Julloninja.
The AD keys race I calmed last night was pretty much decided by tile room.
Oof.
There was a minute 20 difference in the finish, and one runner had done tile room and the other hadn't.
Ooh, yeah, that's a tough one. But we're running out of places where, well, I mean, as we've said, it can be anywhere. But we're running out of anywhere places.
I mean, the vast majority of our remaining checks are in GT basement.
So we have outside of GT, I'm going to assume that any of these locations that we can't get to now, by the time we're done clearing 27 checks in GT, we will be able to get to Swamp House, Big Chest, Thieves Town, Big Chest. Have we seen Skullwood's Big Chest? Yeah, we don't have the big key to that.
Right. Ped, shovel spot.
Shovel, yeah. We don't have a shovel yet. That's a fun one.
I expect Vex will do Ether before going into GT.
Oh, yeah, they'll both do Ether before.
You don't want to abandon your go mode in Ether and then spend all the time in GT basement.
Yeah, and Chad is correct. Vex could bank on trying for a vanilla CT small key. Since he hasn't done the second chest of Castle Tower, Jewel has done that. But also, Vex also has left side swamp that he, which, if you skip left side swamp, you're just skipping it. You don't go back for that one.
So, it looks like Jewel might actually be into GT first.
Yeah, this is gonna be close. But I think you're right. Right, and while VeXtopher didn't do the second chest in Castle Tower, Julloninja didn't do 3 checks in the castle.
But by the way, Tracy, don't you love that use of Mirror Shield on Laser Bridge?
Yeah, I do. It's cool. We don't get to see that too often. But yeah, Julloninja gonna run right by Turtle Rock as VeXtopher is finishing. And honestly, like, one of the things that's affecting this, if VeXtopher had the big key the first time through, he would have been able to get like the big chest and crystal roller, and would have been had a quicker replay into Turtle Rock. All right, here's Ether Tablet.
Well, he also would have gotten to Laser Bridge and had Thieves Small.
Yeah, that's true. Which, if the answer is the Thieves Down Big Chest, First of all, shame on you, game. But yeah, that would be it's such a dumb spot in this situation.
Well, if it is Thieves' big chest, then Vex potentially cost himself the match by not doing Spiral Cave before going into TR.
Yep. Alright, Julloninja gonna go left side first so far. We're gonna continue on the left side, or are we gonna do Dark Magician style routing? Oh, we're gonna continue on the left side. And VeXtopher is opening up
we have all the smalls.
Yeah, we can do whatever we want.
But Vex does have the Mire out, so he is planning on checking
he's not
Ether.
forgetting Ether Tablet. I mean, you just have to do this here. You're never coming back to this spot. Oh yay, compass to Eastern. Which way is VeXtopher? Extra's gonna go to the right first. Could just do the 2 checks here. It might take this all the way to...
well, this could make it...
Okay, so there's a little bit of route divergence here.
Yeah, I mean, if CT small is over here, then suddenly this game, the lead changes.
Yep.
I can put sentences together, I swear I can. Well, we got a Bloomerang in the 4th bottle. I mean, yes, it's the 3rd bottle, but there's one on Lumberjack Ledge.
And nice that we, with 4 keys, we don't even have to grab the pot key.
Well, might have to soon make the fateful decision about whether to do Tile Room or not.
I mean, it's not even, like...
Oh, there's that swamp big.
You know, yeah. It's nice. It's actually kind of worse than that, because, like, what if it's the Swamp Palace big chest? Right? You gotta get that big key. What if the Skullwood's big key is in Tile Room? Like, there's so many possibilities that are dumb at this point, and they're... Because it's looking like it's... Yeah, he's... Okay, are we doing Tile Room right now? We're doing... yeah, we're gonna do it right now.
Why not?
Before doing the rest of the right side. That's really interesting. I mean, if this is the answer, then Jules...
If you're just committing to full clearing GT basement, then you're doing Tile Room before you do the right side.
I mean, it's what you usually do in cross keys, and when you find GT, you just do Tile Room right then and there. And it's just 20 rupees. So if Vex skips Tile Room, we're gonna be really close.
Oh, I didn't realize we saw our boots in.
I just saw it now. We didn't see it when Jewel did it. Our 20 green 20. Which logically means nothing. But
right.
It's always fun to see.
It's more just cute on the part of the people who made the setting that they decided to, with a boot start, put a green 20 in as a placeholder.
Alright, even with Tile Room, Jewel's gonna get climbing a little bit sooner than Vex, even if Vex skips Tile Room.
Yeah, I didn't realize Vex had gotten that far behind. Vex is up by a heart container, though.
Makes me feel good that I tend to do left side GT first. If you're doing it that way faster. There's that big key to swamp, yeah. And Jewel was here first, of course.
Now I'm seeing like big graffiti letters of like Julo was here.
Okay, so yeah, we're not gonna save time on Vex's side. We'll go ahead and do Tower Room. I mean, it's a terrible check, but it's even worse to come back to this check.
Yeah, unless we get some sort of divergence, I think this is Julo's game now.
Well, here's the thing. If it's just on the top of GT, then it's absolutely Julo's game to win. Like, he's got too big a lead. If it's not at the top of GT, they've skipped different things in the rest of the world. Where do you go first?
Well, what has Julo skipped that Vex has done other than Darkcross?
All of Hyrule Castle. He only did one check in Hyrule.
Oh, right, he never did the rest of the front.
Right.
Right. But Vex probably, as you were saying, Vex's first play is probably going to be Castle Tower.
Yeah.
Because you're right there.
Yeah, so Jewel has the extra castle checks that he never did. He's also got Bombo's tablet. They're both going to have Thieves Big Chest. They're both going to have Swamp Big Chest. They're both probably going to have that shovel check. They both have Ped. They're both probably going to have the Skullwoods Big Chest. So, you know, do you go to one of the things that you skipped, or do you go to one of the new things? I would go to one of the new things. Oh, Vex also hasn't done Pyramid Fairy.
Right.
But yeah, I would, if it were me, I'd be doing the new things first, and then go retread the things that were available. Because I want to make those skips count. But we'll see what the runners do. Quake. Nice Quake.
We still haven't seen Bombos.
No, you're right, we haven't. Okay, 2 more chances for it to be here. 1 more chance for it to be here.
Ooh, Julo caught up on hearts.
Ooh. Ouch.
And Moldorm scores a hit. Vex having a bit of trouble. It's
not in GT. Too. Not in GT.
I mean, when is it in GT, really?
Yeah, that's true. Could be behind GT. We're still missing a shovel and a Skullwoods Big Key, by the way. Just saying. So, of the things that both our runners haven't checked, we have that we can do Thieves Town Big Chest, Swamp Big Chest, Ped. Of the things that will eventually become available to us, Skullwoods Big Chest and Shovel Spot.
I guess that really is everything.
I mean, I may be forgetting something, and yeah, shout it out if I am. But that's all I'm coming up with right now.
I like this take on the Dark World track.
Yeah, me too.
Where to Julo? He is not doing Hyrule Castle, that's for sure. It just doesn't exist.
Yeah, no, I agree with this. I think you skipped the things that you've already skipped. Are we doing Ped? We're going straight to Ped. I love it. Now, are we going to blind pull it, or are we going to read it first?
You gotta blind pull at this point.
It is a small key.
Oh boy, it was
Towers
pedal long.
Pedal long. Oh my god. Okay, so usually in AD keys, I don't think of ped as a very big deal because it's just really another check because you just have to do the pendants. But when it's the second castle tower small for go mode, and you do it after the GT climb, that's a thing.
Just think, either runner could have gone out on a limb and...
Could have done it. Could have done it.
We had all 3 pendants before we had the book, so it would have been a blind pull even.
Yeah, I mean, either runner... I mean, I don't think it's a bad play to check that either, you know, before doing Castle Tower. Before doing Ganon Tower, before going up the mountain. But yeah, it is still out of the way, you know? It's not like it's on path if you've already done Skull Woods.
And Vex, as expected, will be checking the Castle Tower small. So, barring some disaster on Jullo's part, I'd say he's got this.
I mean, even if VeXtopher went straight to ped, Jullo would have to make some major mistakes for Vex to catch up.
Right.
The slow. I forget which game this version of the Hyrule Castle theme is from, but I do like the slow Hyrule Castle theme going here.
Well, and with the kind of underlying music being the Zelda 1 dungeon music.
Yep. And where does Vex go first? I think he's going Swamp Big Chest. Which is not a bad choice, you know? Oh, is this Pyramid Fairy? Is Vex gonna get his gold sword? Vex is gonna go get his gold sword.
Why not?
But again, this is, well, I did say don't do the things that were available to you beforehand, and ped also counts in that. So I'd be doing the Swamp Big Chest and I guess that's the Thieves Town Big Chest, the ones that weren't available, and then be in shambles because neither one was the answer.
To answer a question in chat, yes, this is the first game of the tournament for each of these runners. The other 2 runners in their group are James FNX and Swagalicious, and James beat Swag in their first match.
Alright, Vex splitting to 3. This is probably the ped check.
Unless he does Thieves Big... Oh, no, if he were gonna do Thieves
Big...
Yeah,
this is ped.
Yeah.
For sure.
So Vex will have his go mode before Jullo finishes. Tagging him halfway unlocked. That's a nice clue.
Thank you for reading it. I'm so happy I like that the text.
Just like that, phase 4. Always feels nice when you can get a double before the lights even go out.
Yeah, this is very, very nice end to a very nice Ganon fight.
So get your GGs in for Jullo. Finishes with an official race time of 1:44.17. Butter sword for the Aga Tower climb is sure nice.
Oh, you just make, yeah, you go through those, so slice through this like a knife through hot knife through butter.
So I don't know how we want to mark Vex's finish. He forfeited at 1:44.53 and then unforfeited and decided to finish.
I mean, as long as he didn't show up in chat or anything, to me that's a finish.
Yeah. Well, I just meant if we wanted to mark the forfeit now so we can get both of the runners in here.
Oh yeah, yeah. Bring if Vex is gonna come in for the interview. I mean, I ask him first, but like, there's no reason to wait. We can mark it as a finish, not as a forfeit.
Yeah, doesn't really matter. We've got Jullo in the waiting room. And we are joined by Julloninja. GG.
And VeXtopher.
That was a heck of a race. It really looked like Vex had the advantage because of getting the Mire much earlier. And
it kind of screwed me.
Unfortunately, I think what hurt you the most was the TR double dip.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. And Smith. Actually doing Smith. Well,
oh yeah, the Julloninja never did Smith.
Oh yeah, wow, I forgot.
That was another thing that he didn't do, because we were trying to, figure out what each of you hadn't done, because we saw everything between you two.
Yeah, I didn't do left side swamp, and that was it. Actually.
and the one castle tower check.
No, I did that one. I went in the castle tower first.
No, the second chest you didn't get. You had.
Yeah, I did. I went after GT.
We're talking about when you went to GT.
Oh no, yeah. When I went up to TR, I just had the two castle tower checks and ped and left side swamp. But I'd committed to skipping left side swamp, so it actually is kind of silly that I didn't go to ped as the only check that wasn't like right next to everything.
I saw you guys discuss in the race room that both of you had kind of thought about maybe doing ped before climbing the mountain.
In hindsight, I literally had nothing left, basically, and I wasn't going to do Pyramid Fairy after Swamp, because I had already skipped left side, so I was going to probably get all that together later if I had to.
Makes sense.
So the only thing far away without a Thieves Town small was literally Ped. I should have just done it and then gone up the mountain. But I did everything else efficiently.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah,
same.
Yeah,
I know, the Grand Smith loop is probably the funniest thing I've done in the game.
You were taking laps.
That was awesome. I literally did a full circuit. It was awesome.
Yeah, the Smith definitely got the full tour. I've seen cross keys. Like cross keys, you kind of see the Smith tours, but that was as long as some of those cross keys tours.
Yeah, no, that was funny. No, and then I forfeit when I saw Jullo done, and then I was like, wait, I gotta wait for the delay anyways. I might as well just beat game. So I unforfeit and finish.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
And Jullo, you were just out of the front of escape as soon as you got that bow.
Yeah. I do that specifically to annoy people who hate me not doing the other two chests.
Okay. I mean, it turned out nothing was there, but
I mean, that's a completely fair play in 80 keys when the Hyrule Castle lacks that stuff. Like, that is a completely fair play because that chest is in logic, and I'm sure Jullo has played enough 80 keys to get screwed by that single chest in logic so many times that it's just not that expensive to go get it.
Well, except Dark Cross was also in logic.
You missed the sword. Yeah, you missed the sword in Dark Cross.
Oh, that does.
In the end, it didn't matter because the odds of you missing another sword in the seed was pretty much like every although we never found Bombos, we never found the shovel, we never found Skull's big key. They're out there somewhere.
Well, we can probably deduce where they are.
There's not much left. Yeah.
One's probably in Thieves Town big chest and one's probably in Swamp big chest.
Yep.
Actually, that's exactly where they are, right? That's.
Well, unless one's like locking the other.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. You're right.
But there's a very limited number of places. You're absolutely right.
I think those are literally the 4 things we never saw.
Oh, the shovel check itself plus the 2 big chests.
Yep.
And Skullwood's big chest, which we never had the key for.
Yeah. So 3 big chests and the shovel check. That's between the 2 of you. We saw everything else.
That's hilarious. Yeah, this I was feeling really after the Smith tour. I was like, this takes so long, and I was like, well, I mean, I guess it's worth it since I got these really crappy items off of the on the way. I was like, man, these flippers stink where they're at. Given that Mire was on Catfish, and I was like, all right, well, I guess this is actually feeling pretty good. So I kind of felt good, and then whenever I got up the mountain and when I cleared the basement of GT and didn't find the castle rest mall, I was like, wow, that's one of the 2 things I skipped before I came up with these. I was so mad.
Yeah. Oh.
And Julie, you doing the early Eastern play. Got you a sword. Got you 2 swords actually. You got the sword out of Saha, and then got the one in the big key chest. So.
Yeah, man, I could do that first chest in Hyrule Castle, then be somewhat sensible and go do the 2 Castle Tower checks with it.
I like 80 keys. It's just fun. I thought it was fun. I don't know. I got to route things weirdly because I had so many keys and pod and stuff. I was like, oh sweet, I can.
Oh yeah.
I can Hera jump and open the 6 key door.
You had 6. How does it feel to walk into pod for the first time in Key Sanity and have all 6 small keys?
It was weird. It was really weird. You know what? I successfully routed it correctly by hammer jumping and then opening the door and walking through Harmless Highway. Definitely the fastest way.
I just wanted a small key in there.
Look, Vex and me in the main tournament and Pod don't really get along, so when I had 6 small keys, I was like, cool, I can't screw this one up.
I mean, Pod small keys in Pod, that happens. Not tonight. It does happen.
But
there was nothing there. There was I think there was an Ice Palace small key. There was absolutely nothing else in Pod. Okay, you look at your collection. I don't know if you all are watching the video, but look at look at these collection rates.
Wow, I would not have guessed identical collection rates.
Neither would I.
That's funny.
And your items all look so similar too.
I didn't pick up anything I could see that no. I don't think I actually grabbed anything except for the heart on library. If I saw it and didn't need it.
Yeah, I guess Vex has 3 additional pieces of heart.
And the gold sword. That's it.
Or maybe Vex had 1 fewer piece of heart and 1 more heart container.
Yeah. That's possible too.
I don't know, did you grab the one on library? It's probably the one.
No, you both grabbed one on library. We commented it at the time because you were low health.
I started the game by chicken glitching myself in Chicken Hut. I was messing. In my mind, what was passing, I was like, oh, you know what? It'd be really funny to grab this chicken and flip it down the desert. And I picked up the chicken as the bomb exploded, and then I was like, oh crap! I can't go to this door, and I just sat there laughing at myself because. I had a good time.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
So who chose 80 keys?
I don't remember actually. Did I do it or did you?
You did it, but you did it with a question mark.
Oh, okay.
So Jewel, open or cross hunt for your game too.
Cross hunt. I don't want to play open. I have cross hunt to play.
Okay, I like cross hunt, so I'm happy to hear you say that.
I will lose respect for anyone that picks open against me. I'll play it, but I will lose respect.
I'll play it, but I won't pick it.
Yeah, I absolutely will not pick it, and I will be very sad and disappointed if anybody makes me play it.
I already have to play it in 2 days.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't get away the entire tournament, likely. Unless you just happen to be in a group where everybody just says no to a certain mode, in this case, cross hunt. I mean, you're in group AD, right? So you're group all dungeons, so you should be playing some AD
which
keys,
is
right?
just play AD keys.
I mean, cross hunt is kind of AD-ish.
Kind of. Look, I like cross hunt. I don't know. Cross hunt's fun too. It can be a little wild, but it's fun. Actually, like I'm gonna be honest, anything except for open is pretty fun to me. Just except for like not ambrosia. That I consider that open.
Ambrosia can go places.
Just shuffle the big keys and it would be more fun.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else either of you wants to add before we go ahead and close this out?
Yeah, I'm just glad that we get to play cross hunt next and not open. It's true. Maybe we should have outed it. Maybe we should have outed ourselves. Now that everybody else is going to be like open.
Yeah, I mean it could happen, but people also might want to play these other modes too. So.
Yeah. Well, I'll just say that you'll make me very sad, and I'll have less fun if people pick open against me. So that's a shout out to everybody else in my group. Just, please don't.
Have to wait and see for that one.
I know, right? Look, you know what? I actually only have one shot of playing open now. Actually, if Swagalicious doesn't pick open, then I don't have
No one wants open.
I mean, I've seen some open races, so it isn't no one. But apparently, your group is fairly anti-open, so that works out well for all.
Julo's literally playing open in 2 days.
Oh, there's that too.
I'm just saying that James already said he wanted to play 80 keys, and I'm definitely not picking. I already tell you, our second game's gonna be cross hunt, so it's whatever Swagalicious decides to play, and hopefully he just chooses, not open, and then I won't have to play it in groups.
All right. Well, good luck to both of you in the rest of the tournament. We're early on, so Vex going 0-1. You got plenty of time to fix that. Julo, good start with the 1-0. Yeah, that's gonna. We also this is not the last race of tonight. I was just looking up. There is currently on the ALTTP randomizer channel. There is a race going on, which I just closed. Grab it again because I know one of the runners, but I don't want to just shout out one person.
Maniacal and Leaf.
Maniacal and Leaf playing cross hunt over on ALTTP randomizer. So go ahead and tune on over there. Keep an eye out on the schedule for tomorrow. There's races starting 1 a.m., 5 a.m., 8 a.m. Lots of races tomorrow. I'm sure lots of things will get covered, and we'll hope to see you all at those races. But yeah, in the meantime, I'd like to shout out iCure, our tracker, for doing the hard work behind the scenes. Trackers are always our MVPs. Shout out our runners once more. I put the commands in chat for you all to go follow them. And of course, Drossi, it's always a pleasure to do commentary with you.
Well, likewise, it had been quite a while, so I'm glad we got to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. We didn't get to do it at SGL because I was too busy doing 3 other games.
And I wound up on Super Mario 3 of all things.
Yeah. I mean, you know a little bit about that game, so.
Hey, I got to come with cross product, which is an
always
awesome
a
experience
pleasure.
if any of you ever get that chance.
Absolutely. But yeah, that is going to do it for us. Go ahead and tune in over to the ALTTP randomizer channel.
We'll even get you raided over there so you can just hang out here until we raid.
Perfect. And we'll see y'all there.
Have a good night.